I had to split this video up in two parts because they they always have access to my phone. Always turn shit off. But anyways, like I was saying, it wasn't the cop's idea. Nope, he was put up to it by his higher ups, right? And his higher ups probably play 9 holes of golf while having sex with prostitutes at the golf center down the street. Yep. And these prostitutes are 18, 19 years old, nowhere to live or whatever, and they give them somewhere to live. They also give them some dick, some old man dick. And these guys just play golf and have sex with prostitutes all day while their wives are at home, probably being either a good wife or having sex with a pool man. I'll show you around this place if you've never been here before, because the houses down that way towards the water, are gigantic. You could fit a fucking army in some of these houses. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Anyways, yeah, they don't really like black people here. And if you're black, you better not be homeless. You better not be. You got another thing coming. You got another thing coming, brother. Don't make shit up. Get you arrested, get your car impounded. That's what they did to me. My car was impounded for some bullshit. They knew I couldn't get the motherfucker out. And they knew it. And who put everybody up to this, who started this whole thing, including the slander on my name and the campaign slander on my name, right, was girls. Most of which I went to school with back in the day. One, it was all because I just told a friend that he told me that she was digging me. This is back in like my sophomore year. Back in like 05. He said that she was digging me. She liked me. She just broke up with her last boyfriend. This dude that kind of, everybody said that resembled me, or I resembled him. Right? She just broke up with him. He approached me one night. I'm at his apartment. He's like, hey, Megan's feeling you. I'm like, it's not really my type. And plus, I wasn't even thinking about it like that. I had my eyes on somebody else, so I didn't really think about it like that. I was like, nah, I'm good. And I didn't say it rudely. I didn't say she was ugly or anything. I just said I'm good. Like I told him what was up. Now, how he delivered that message to this girl, right? That held this grudge since high school. I don't know how he delivered it to her. He probably delivered it to her like yeah, he wasn't feeling you at all. Like hella harsh. Probably because he was trying to get on too. Who knows? Who knows how he delivered it? I have no idea. I don't really talk to him anymore. Right? But here's the deal. Is however you delivered it, she had such a problem with it that she kept on to it, and since then, until now. Come to find out, these women are responsible for fucking up my life. Literally. Some of these women are very well connected. Now, in UP, some of them have fathers that are Masons. Now, I don't know where you grew up at. I had no idea about how big the Masonry scene was around here until recently, until they started coming after me and targeting me, right? But it's huge. I was leaving UP one day, and right when you enter UP, you see a big ass sign before you even see "Welcome to UP." You see a big ass sign that says the Masonic Regional Center. And I'm like, what the fuck? I couldn't believe it. I was just like, wow, that's crazy. And yeah, that's there. And then and you look across the street and there it is. It's gigantic. And then they have this little building in front of it, and then another building in front of that, and neither one of those are labeled, but they don't have to be, right? It's not what you know, it's who you know, right? Especially in this little town. Anyways, so to get back to this, so I tell old boy that I'm not feeling him, right? I got my eyes on somebody else. How he delivered that, I have no idea. Probably pretty bad, pretty harshly. Didn't really care about her feelings because he was probably trying to get on. So he probably delivered it probably harshly. He was like, "Yeah, he's not feeling you. He was actually talking shit about you, but like, you should come over tonight." Who knows? Probably something like that. Anyways, because he was older, he was older. I was younger than her. He was older than both of us. Anyways, come to find out just the other day, right? She says to me, like a month or two ago, all it was saying was that she was trying to tell me that I needed to get off the streets and I needed to like get a job and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, well I hear this from everybody else all the time. I got a plan. I'm just not doing it yet. My whole life, right? People have been telling me what to do, and I just do it. I used to just do it mindlessly, right? Now, come to find out, people have been using witchcraft on me for years, so I would never question anything that they said. They had complete control over me. Every time somebody would tell me to go to a ministry, I would just go. And plus, I never had really a choice between anything. It was either go to the ministry or be homeless outside. My entire life since I turned 18. Since I turned 18, that's how it's been. Go to a ministry or hope to God a friend can take you in. Like, what kind of shit is that? Anyways, um, so yeah, that's how it's been, right? And thank God, right? My last job, right? The last time I was homeless before this time, I was homeless for a year by myself downtown Tacoma, right? And I just so happened to come across an old friend that I used to work for. I used to do their manufacturing for him. I used to make really good money with them. He actually offered me a 10% of the company at one point, and we never talked about it again. And if I would have got it, I would have been I would have made $300,000 when they sold it for 1.8 million. Not even a year later. So, anyways, that job, I get that job back, right? And here's the thing: this is what I figured all this out just the other day. Not only am I happy that they did me this dirty, because I wouldn't know the Lord how I know now, and therefore I wouldn't be standing here making this video today. If I did not know the Lord and my relationship with the Lord wasn't right now, I would not be standing here right now making this video. That is the God honest truth. Now here's why. So about 5 years ago, I got my job back with them, right? Manufacturing for them. I'm doing my thing. They make me a promise that if I can get to work every day on time for 3 months, they'll help me get a car, right? I do that. They help me get a car. I get an Acura TL, an '09. It was it was a Type S too. It was the nicest thing I ever owned, right? Or didn't really own. And I was very very happy for a second. A month later, I'm approached by my boss in the bathroom and saying, holding up a baggie of methamphetamine, saying, "Please don't deny that this is yours. I just found in the bathroom because I just used the bathroom. Everybody in the office would know that I just used the bathroom, right?" So he approached me, said, says that, and then was like, "Well, I'm gonna need your keys to the car, and I'm gonna need the keys to the office, and where do you want me to drop off your shit at in the car?" I'm like, "Wait, what? Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah, because you put the whole company at jeopardy, with the drugs inside of here." Number one, he had no proof that those were my drugs. Number two, I was paying on this car, right? I was also giving him money because I couldn't open an account at the time for a savings account. He was holding money for me, right? He had about $400 to $500 of mine in savings. I, I, I put money towards the car for the last two checks, right? Two or three checks. So I was paying out for a month, and they were making me pay every week. And they decided on $600 every week because I was getting paid every week, right? And so it's probably like 4 checks. So I had about a total of, including the check that was coming to me that day, later that day. They were gonna pay me later that day. It was a Friday or something like that. It was close to the payday, if not the payday, right? And I made my own checks because they were paying me 90 cents a bottle. I would produce. I could produce 100 bottles of this stuff, manufacture 100 bottles within 20 minutes, and have them labeled and sealed, right? So I pretty much wrote my own checks, and I made sure they were over a grand every time I got paid. Anyways, this check was over a grand. He was holding at least 2 grand of mine, with between the money towards the car and the savings money, right? So he had about 3 grand of mine that he owed me. That was my money. I earned that money. Okay. He took the car back. Therefore, he should have gave me the payments for that car back. I didn't get a dollar, and they dropped all my shit off at my dad's warehouse right down the street on 56th Street in Tacoma. They dropped all my shit off right there, right? I call my mom. I'm like, hey, she calls me. She's like, hey, JJ just got done dropping off all your shit here from the car. I'm like, so did he leave the money with you? My check and stuff? She said, no, he didn't leave me anything. I call him up. I'm like, yo, bro, I heard you dropped off my shit. Like, what about my money? And he's like, so between having to find a new manufacturer and the time to do that, and you holding up our manufacturing because we had to fire you and find a new person. Between that and then somebody approaching us and telling us that you've been stealing from the company, I think we're pretty much settled. I'm like, what? Stealing from the company now, huh? So that justified everything to him, to take everything from me, with leaving me on back on the streets after I worked my ass off to get off the streets, worked my ass off to get that car, worked my ass off to get that money. They just took it from me, right? And I was pissed I was pissed for a long time, but I didn't say nothing to nobody, and I should have. I should have. But I was thinking, there's no way, number one, that they would do me like this. They're millionaires. They just got done selling a company for 1.8 million. Why would they want my measly 3 grand? Because it went deeper than that, and I didn't see. I had enemies that I could not see, that I no longer thought about at all. I hadn't thought about these people since high school that were coming after me back then, right? It was 5 years ago. They fucked up that. One of the greatest things I ever had 5 years ago, right? Now, they made sure I didn't get paid a dollar. I don't know if it was just him or they approached him back then and made sure he didn't give me a dollar and that he fired me and took everything I had, right? I don't know. I don't know if it was just him or both all of them together back then. But now, coming to find out just recently, right, is that there's a group of girls. It's a group of women been doing whatever the fuck they have to do to make sure people treat me a certain way, look at me a certain way, deal with me a certain way, and take what's mine. These women have a grudge on me for certain reasons, right? One of them has a grudge on me because that day that I was fired, I happened to go to the 7-Eleven down the street, right? And I was backing up, and I took a little longer to look up in my rear view when I was backing up. I just I assumed, like most people do, when they get in car accidents, that nobody was behind me. And we tapped bumpers, boom, tap bumpers, stop, get out of the car. She takes a picture of me, and I explain to her all I got to do is go back. I'll get the information on the car because I didn't have it with me. They had the title still, and all that, right? So I explained to her I just got to go back to work, and then we can talk after work. But I had no idea when I got back to work I was about to lose everything. So when she didn't hear from me, she freaks out and she goes to the job because I tell her exactly where I work because I wasn't planning on hiding. Why would I hide? You know what I'm saying? I was just gonna pay her off. I was making easily $1,000 a week, easily. And I wasn't even trying. My checks could have been $3,000 a week if I wanted them. Anyway, so she goes to my job site and they have no idea what the fuck she's talking about. They already took the car from me and did whatever with it, right? And I'm already off the property and told not to come back, right? They already did me dirty, took my money and all that. At this point, I'm probably down the street contemplating on literally jumping in front of a train because I don't want to start over again, right? They hit the reset button on me again. Bing. I was pissed, bro. Like I had nothing again. Within 2 hours, all my shit was gone that I worked a year for. I worked for the last 6 months for my ass off, right? And so that happens, and then so that's why one woman added to the little covenant that they had. They called it a covenant, and they're all witches, bro. They're all witches. They're all practice dark arts and shit. They all practice witchcraft on people, and they've been doing it for years, right? One of them started dating one of my good friends, right? Now this girl used to follow my homeboy around like a little puppy dog everywhere. And I'm not trying to be rude, but she used to jock the shit out of my friend. The shit out of him. And he never gave her the time of the day. He was doing his thing back then, all that. Everything changed afterwards, right? I see them not too long ago, and everything, the whole script's flipped. He's real quiet, keeps his head down. She runs the shit. And come to find out, she's the head of this motherfucker. She's the head of this motherfucker. And what she does is she takes other people's information, their social security number, all that shit, and she be running shit up. She been living off of other people's names and shit for years, including mine. Now these women are a powerful little organization for being like, you would think that it's just like a few girls, like not too well. Well, but here's the thing: some of these women work at lawyer offices. Some of these women work at the fucking. They're the clerk at the judge's office, right? So all they got to do is suck the dick of the attorney general, or you know, whatever the prosecuting attorney on a case to make him go hard on it, which they did on every single one of my cases. If anybody that has the authority to look into cases and shit, look into my shit. Okay? Look how many times they fucked me over. This last case that I just got done with, this fucking uh criminal trespassing bullshit. They slapped on me out of nowhere. I don't even think it was legal how they slapped it on me. You're supposed to get handed and you have to sign don't trespass from here again, right? Before you get hit with the charge of criminal trespassing. Tell me why I was hit with two of them without signing or telling me to go, not go anywhere again. I was hit with two of them, and then warrants came out for my name because I had no idea that they were out. I had no idea I go to court for this shit. Then they impound my fucking car for this shit and call it residential burglary. Now that's a class A felony. They put that shit on my name. These women are not playing with me. They want my ass to go away. They want me just to, they tried just killing me, right? But when the witchcraft couldn't work, when they found out that I was like spiritually ranked and shit, and I have a good relationship with Jesus, they couldn't touch me. That pissed them the fuck off. Excuse my language, but I have to explain this how anybody else would explain it. Just so you guys get my irritation with it, right? They've been messing with my life for years. And you wouldn't think that these women have that much power, but they do. They do indeed. And these women are not ugly. Okay, they're not ugly, and some of their daddies are hot shot Masons. You see what I'm saying? It's not hard for them to get rid of a kid that grew up poor in a rich neighborhood, in one of the apartment buildings in a rich neighborhood, because they have to build apartment buildings because it's a big moneymaker, right? It's not hard for them to get rid of somebody like that, especially if they buy off the rest of his family and anybody else that just don't talk to him for a good year. You know, who knows what they said to him? All my friends and family that were supposed to have my back through all this, but didn't. I haven't had nobody behind me. No one except God. That was my only defense this whole entire time against an entire town, an entire coven of witches, and an entire Mason group. Okay? They've been all coming after me. They all gang stalked me. They gang stalked the fuck out of me. They try to make me go crazy. Initially, I saw a text message from my older sister on my mom's phone because I was borrowing her phone because I didn't have a phone because they stole it, right? And it said, "Too bad we couldn't have just had his ass committed." What? First off, I'm the farthest member of this family that's from crazy that you can get. That's first off. They used my drug usage as an excuse to come after me and tell everybody that I was crazy, right? But the problem with that is that you have to actually use drugs to know which ways they would make you go crazy. What happens when you use the drugs? They had no idea. So they just making shit up. Oh, it's the drugs, Jacob. It's the drugs. They blame everything on the drugs. As they're gang stalking me, as they're fucking with my life, as they're getting me arrested for dumbass crimes. Literally. Persuading cops and bribing cops. Everything's been done around me. Just go and look into my case. My name is Jacob Briggs. Okay? My information's already out there, and they've already used all of my shit up. My credit's fucked because of them, right? So let's see. My name's Jacob Briggs. My birthday's 05/02/1988. Go and check it out. I guarantee you'll find some faulty ass shit on my name. Guaranteed. And then holla at me. Holla at me on Facebook. Now, they made it so they stole my last phone that was connected to my Facebook, and then I think they changed my password because I can't get into it now. So who knows what's going on my Facebook now for the last month or so. And I just now got a phone from one of those free government things right in front of DSHS office. I've been dealing with this type of shit for years, so it's not new to me. But anybody else in the world that would hear half this shit, they'd be like, that's an outrage. They wouldn't stand for it. They'd probably file a couple cases of stalking. Everywhere I go, I got stalkers. They literally assign people to me every single day. So who's following Jacob around today? Who's listening to his conversations? Who's doing this? I guarantee fucking to you. I'm not making none of this up. This is all 100% correct. I just hope it don't go too further into the government than it already has. As far as judges go and some of these police officers. Some of these police officers know damn well I didn't do no shit to deserve no residential burglary. I'm always, I'm always, I'm always very, very cooperative with the police. Every single time I talk to them, I'm very cooperative, and they know it. There's one police officer that, in particular, that comes to mind in this city, in particular. His name is Jason Smith. He knows me, and if he doesn't say, yeah, he's very cooperative and he's a very respectful young man, then he's lying. And you can check all the body cam footage from the last year between us two, all the conversations that we've had, and you can see that I'm always very cordial with him, even though they've been doing some bullshit to me left and right. Okay? because I follow Jesus. So I try to imitate him as much as possible without getting upset with all this shit. But enough, when enough is enough, it's enough. I don't care what I said to you in high school. It should not be affecting my life today. Not to this point. To where this is all I own on the earth. That's what they reduced me to. With zero help from anybody. Go get no. I'm not gonna do shit until things start going back to me, coming back to me. Give my shit back, and then I'll do what you say. How about that? I'm not doing not a motherfucking thing else. You know why? Because I heard that one of these times that they sent me off from ministry, bye, in the middle of nowhere, right? Where they take your phone from you for 3 months. You have no connection to the outside world, which is a good thing for some people, right? That don't know the Lord, that need to focus on the Lord. But not for me. I'm very focused on the Lord. I know the Lord, and the Lord knows me. Best believe that. So why take my phone? Oh, that's right. Because you don't need me to hear that I've missed a couple, if not several, packages to my with my name on it. Come to my mom's address, to wherever I live last, right? Somebody got a package with my name on it and opened the bitch up while I was off in these places, right? I really believe that. I 1000% believe that because I've seen transaction statements. I've seen statements from the bank that they shouldn't be spending that kind of money or moving that kind of money around. How? When you tell me that you're this broke. How did you move this much money between these dates when you were telling me during those dates that you were broke as shit? Where did that money come from? And this is my own family. I had no idea about none of this until recently, okay? Within the last few months, I've been trying to piece it all together. But best believe it's about to be uncovered. Best believe the shit, okay? And whoever signed documents in my name, forged my signature, any shit like that, you are getting sued. I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm gonna sue the shit out of you for watching me sit out in the cold and in the rain for days. This has almost been the last 2 years of my life I've been on these streets right now. Trying to figure all this shit out. Because I just couldn't believe how there was nobody to help me. You're talking about when I hit rock bottom, usually people have multiple friends they can hit up on their couch, stay on the couch, for a couple of days, whatever it is. I had no one. I didn't even have people calling me up and like, hey, bro, look, you're homeless and I know you can't come to my house because I have kids or whatever. And what you do, how you choose to live your life, that wouldn't be right for you to come to my house. I can't trust you like that, but I can at least help you with some food money or some food or to clean your clothes. I don't get even hit up like that. No one. There's something wrong with that picture. Now, whether it's the slander they put on my name or it's just that they were fake ass friends and fake ass family from the get go, either way, there's something wrong with that picture, right? And if that's the way it goes, I don't want those kind of friends and family. I want the kind of friends and family that would act like how I would act if you were on the streets. I'd hit you up at least once a week, make sure you're okay, make sure you're still breathing, want to hear your voice because I actually care about you. My siblings, I have 3 siblings. None of them hit me up, ever, without me initiating the conversation. Nope. They don't say shit. They don't give a fuck. Okay. Well, keep that same energy when God blesses me, okay? for being obedient. Anyways, may God bless all you guys. I hope the people that actually stayed this long, 30 minutes of this video to watch it, I really appreciate you very much, because most people won't take the time out of their day to even care about somebody telling a story, right? This is a story of my life, and it's God honest truth. This is hand of God. I'll raise my right hand in the courtroom all day long to everything that I said. It's all truth, 100% truth. You can look into it. Hopefully you have the authorization to look into it, and I hope you do, so you can tell me something. Okay, this is what I found out with all my resources ripped from me, all my people ripped from me, and or walked away from me, whatever reason, whatever the fuck, right? Good riddance. Oh, and the best part about all this is this, what I said in the beginning. If they wouldn't have did me that dirty on my job, right, or lost everything, right, I would not know the Lord like I do now. Therefore, I wouldn't be standing here. Therefore, I would have fell victim to their witchcraft that they've been doing on multiple people. Not only to rip their identification from them, right, but also to rob them of, their lives. They rob these people of their lives for fun, just to see if their witchcraft works. That's what they do. That's what these fucking people do. Are you serious? Some of these people have killed people with witchcraft just to see if the shit works. It's absolutely insane. And then they rip their identification from them and their social security number from them and start using their identity, living in their houses. What the fuck is going on? Can I get a little help? Maybe? Is there a Justice Department? I don't know. Well, I'm not sure if there's even a Justice Department out there. Is there? Really? Are they gonna help me? Please, God, send them my way. In the name of Jesus. Amen.